What's the boy? Good evening. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Oh my
That was a
days.
devastating match, wasn't it?
No, 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 no.
I
I,
don't
I,
even know, man. It
I
was
just,
just a
I
depressing
just
experience.
want to, wake up tomorrow morning and I just heard the news that this guy has left Arsenal. So
Do you think
because
that's gonna happen though?
they can't tell me this is the owner's problem. They should everybody like I always saying everybody should stop blaming the owner. At least we have spent over 100 million on signing players, and we didn't sign a player that can come in to improve the team. We are signing backup players. Everybody was saying that, oh yeah, we're signing a young team that they're going to pick up on their prime. Lokonga is playing well because he only just came in. He still have that hunger from the club he came from. With time, he's going to degrade under this manager. I'm telling you, it's not a lie. Look at Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, when he was playing under Emery, is our go-to guy. We cannot even go to him anymore now. Look at what he's doing today. Everybody was saying, and it's not like he played every single game in the Euro. If you understand, he looks unfit. Aubameyang came on, he can't do nothing. You know, it's just no fight. This, I think, Ateta should just sees that he cannot get the best out of this team. It's not the right man for the job. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, finally the stream has caught up.
Mm,
Anyways, welcome everybody. If you're joining us wherever you're joining us from, we all just experienced our second defeat in two
mm,
games,
mhm.
second loss in two matches. We lost both games 2-0, and in both matches it's been so disappointing. Like you watch it and you don't even see we haven't scored this season. I know
We
it's just
haven't
two
scored.
games, but
Yeah,
we
but
haven't even
one
looked
th-
like we're gonna score.
one thing I want to say is, Birmingham, Arsenal has never lost 3 games in a row for 67 years. And I
Ah well,
believe Atata will break that record next week.
that's for sure.
That is
That's for sure.
definitely for sure. He's going to break, like I keep saying, these guys just keep on breaking the record that's been stood for a very long time in Arsenal book. And now, no, but like I said on our show on Thursdays, nobody even Tade cannot come and tell me that this manager is not worse than Emery. We're not. I know that we are poor under Emery, but we're not playing as this bad under Emery. I would rather like I would rather get Arsene Wenger back in than to be under this manager and just keep bringing us down the table, because the rate we are going in, I don't think we can finish. We're probably just about staying up. That's the way I'm.
Okay, everyone, welcome to the show. It's a quick match review and player rating show that we started.
Mm,
Birmingham Mossy Boy here. If you want to join us in the studio, there's a link in the YouTube description. Just use it. Join us in the studio. Let's talk about this game we just experienced. It's Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2. Uh, Obviously, Lukaku came on after all of the bragging, all of the Chelsea fans telling us that Lukaku was going to score against us and bully our
mhm.
defenders.
You did.
It literally just happened. It
You did.
did.
It is exactly. You did
He did exact. It's
exactly.
like a man tells you he's coming to your house to kill you, and he shows up, he kills you, and
It
leaves.
kills you. Yeah. Someone's.
Literally, is what
Oh
has happened.
man.
On a general note, let me talk a bit about my overview of the game, and you can do the
Hmm.
same as well, Mossy Boy. And
Yeah.
Randy Viper is here. Randy Viper, big ups to you. Welcome. He says, Mossy Boy, deluded Arsenal fans will make excuses saying, but we didn't have Odegaard. Which, I
That's
mean,
exactly what they're gonna be
I don't
saying.
expect anything less.
Hmm.
But I think that when we started the game, funny enough, in the first 10 minutes, we didn't look as bad as we've looked. It looked like we were making some forward runs. We could see our players just, doing things. And what is obvious today is how superior the Chelsea team are to us, right? Superior in every aspect of the game. And you could see they were very comfortable in that game. They never even had to leave second gear, in my opinion. They just had to calm down and they took us apart bit by bit just by playing their own game. I didn't imagine that Arsenal could ever become so bad, right? In the first half, it just seemed like we did not really know how to like control the game from the midfield. We did not really know how to defend. Pablo Mari was getting bullied completely by Lukaku. And I don't know what happened with Tierney, man. What was that on the left wing? Just gave Rhys James acres and acres and acres of space to do his thing. Like that was just it was just bad. I
I,
think
mm,
Lokonga and then maybe I'll say Smith Rowe were the only players on that pitch today that maybe at some point Leno as well, because Leno did make a few saves, but
listen, let me come
it
in
was
there.
bad.
Sorry to interrupt. You see, from the goalkeeper, I would say from the manager, goalkeeper, defenders, midfield, and the strikers, even though including all the players on the bench or all the players that came in today, they're all rubbish. Chelsea doesn't have to get out of the first gear to beat us. I was looking at Chelsea bench, right? I said if there is an opportunity for Chelsea to get rid of all those their first 11 that plays today and bring in their second 11, they will still beat Arsenal.
But
That's
what
a
do you what
you
do you
know
think is down to though? Because at
that
some
this
point you
is
also have to talk
listen.
about the coaching, right?
Yeah, it's down to the coaching, it's down to the preparation, it's down to the setup, how the manager set them up on the pitch. Like I said, all the whole player in Arsenal Football Club cannot just be rubbish or they don't know what they are doing on the pitch. It's just exactly the same old story. We don't have the formation, we don't have tactics, we don't have. We're losing. The manager doesn't know what to do. I was watching Tuchel today. Maybe probably I see Tuchel. Maybe probably he stand up when towards the end of the first half, and he stand up towards the end of the second half. It doesn't have to give his players an instruction. The players go onto that pitch and they get the job done. Atata today stood up for 90 minutes and the players can't do anything with a lot of instruction passing to them from the sideline. Still, they still cannot beat a manager that sit down on the bench for the whole 90 minutes.
I think that's actually becoming very annoying. Arteta just standing in the touchline and micromanaging his players throughout the game.
Well,
It's almost like you didn't prepare. Like if you
you did.
prepared, then how about
That's
you let them go
exactly
and
what it
execute
is.
what
How
you
many?
prepared?
They said, oh, Pep Guardiola introduced him to Arsenal that he's a good coach. Did Pep Guardiola stand on the touchline for 90 minutes shouting at his players? No. Like I said the other day, Atata was at Man City. He's got a better player. He's giving them an instruction. They're taking it in. He think he's arrived that he can actually go to another big club and do the same thing. No, it doesn't work like that. Football doesn't work like that. And now he will be thinking that, oh, I'm not actually the type of coach I think I am. But
I don't know
he's
if he's thinking
not.
that, right? He must really believe in himself.
He
Uh,
must really believe in himself. And again, to me, man, I would rather right now the situation I am now, I would rather let Graham Porter from Brighton comes to Arsenal than give Graham Porter 130 million to bring his own player in as well. Then we see Graham
honestly.
Porter will do better than what this guy is doing.
I mean, the
He's,
thing about Graham Potter, like you said, one thing you know for sure is that he's going to let his players attack. For
mhm,
sure, right? And the more you attack, the more you can score goals. One of the things that I think is wrong with the way we play at the moment, and I cringe every single time. And you can see
mm,
how Martinelli struggled today. When you compare Martinelli with someone like Lacazette, right? So
mhm,
Lacazette, what you know him for is it will always be in like in the middle of the pitch, it will, track back a lot, try
Yeah.
to, and that's why many times when we're attacking, if they send a long ball forward, Lacazette will never be there because he's already
Yeah.
in the midfield and he's still trying to catch up to get to
And
that number 9 position.
Martinelli tried to do that. It cannot
Martinelli,
because
he
that's not
tried to stay
Martinelli
up
game.
front a lot, right?
Hmm.
But then nothing was getting to him. For a long time, he didn't even touch the ball,
It's even,
right?
yeah.
And before you know, he's now forced to come back into the middle. And the personnel is different. It's a
Hmm.
different set of players,
Yeah.
but the pattern of play, the result is still the same. And that's why
It's
I'm
still the
starting to
same.
think it's not just the players. It's
But
it's the
but
way the team is set up.
what I want to say is, if Arsene Wenger can line up young players and get the best out of them, and they play good football, and those players are confident, they're young, they're sort of the same age where all these players are, and he can get the result, then there's nothing anybody can tell me that this guy is good. Arsenal, in the first place, Arsenal shouldn't be bringing someone in that have got no managerial experience or
Managerial experience.
whatsoever.
Let's take a bit of the comments. I know Randy
Hmm.
Viper and Sentiment are speaking a lot in the comments. So Randy Viper is saying the thing about Rich James having a lot of space on the right or on our left rather was more Saka not tracking back than Tierney because most of the
Agreed.
times Tierney was already sort of closer to the middle,
Hmm.
trying to track the runs there, and then
Agreed.
Saka was supposed to track back actually.
Agreed.
It makes me think that maybe, right, because I know we're always getting on Aubameyang about how he's not been scoring and all of that. Maybe this is what is wrong. It does more defending than attack. Because sometimes when Aubameyang is on the pitch, you will hardly see a player have that much space on that left side because Aubameyang will be there tracking back and helping TNE out. But that's interesting. Anyways,
Hmm.
sentiment big ups to you. He says bring back Luis. I don't know what would Luis have done different today. I really feel. I mean, hopefully Ben White gets well soon. But in a way, if
Listen,
Ben White was in that game, it would have been
listen.
worse.
I want to comment in there. Even if Ben White is there today,
I think it would have
it
been
will
worse.
be it will be worse than Mari today,
I think
because
it would have been worse.
It will be so much easier for Lukaku to turn
Because it
him
would even have
inside out.
come in, it would have been Murray and Ben White,
Ben
and it
White,
would
yeah.
have been worse because Ben White,
Hmm.
all those aerial balls that Holding was still winning. Ben
Ozil
White
was
would
still
not have
winning. Ben White
won any of them.
will not, of course,
Yeah.
definitely.
Sentiment saying Randy, we attract through the left side exclusively. Saka isn't even fit. Same for Tierney. Well, I mean,
Hmm.
he's making an excuse for why that side was that bad. I know you boys have love for Saka because he's Nigerian, but it was really bad. And we'll speak about that a little bit when we start to do some of the player ratings. Sentiment here is saying I agree with Bimga, Laka, Obama, Martinelli, and Balogun Saka, same door performance. It's the same performance, no matter who we put
No
on
matter
that
who we
pitch.
put on that
Whether
pitch,
it's
yeah.
Nketiah striking or Balogun striking or Martinelli striking or Aubameyang or Lacazette, they are always anonymous on the pitch. And it's because we don't
It,
know how
it's
to attack.
it's just because we're attacking from one side, left
It's
hand
really
side.
bad.
We're not attacking from the middle. We're not attacking from the right. Every time we get the ball, we just
It's
want to
true that
take it back to the left and just attack from there. I don't
it's
know
true that
why. I
side.
have
I don't
no
know. I
idea.
need to speak a bit about Pepe as well. And Pepe, because he's a 72 million pounds player, or maybe it's dollars or whatever. There's a lot of expectation on the guy. And in a team like us now, where we're defending more than we're attacking, Pepe is really struggling, isn't he? The
Hmm.
man is hogging the touchline for 80% of the game. I'm really beginning. It's really worrisome. I can't lie.
This is the reason why I said the other time that when we are talking about bringing Grealish in for 100 million,
He will
as long
hog the
as we
touchline. Oh,
as long as this manager is there, those players in they no players will come in and improve that team anyway,
at
because
all.
this guy doesn't know. Every time that we're losing, this is the 17th game we're going to be losing in
Building on
half
that start
time.
from last week.
From last week, this is the 17th game we're going to be losing half time, and we didn't come back to win it.
Mostly boy, when are we going to score a goal this season? Because things are
This,
looking
we we're going we're going
things
to
are
score
looking really
we're going
bleak
to
right now.
score a goal. We're going to start scoring a goal. How can where this is where we're going to look at it. How can and a 25 goal a season striker, a Birmingham, Lacazette at least 20 goal a season striker, all of them just went go dry all of a sudden, two of them
Nothing.
at
It's
the same
looking
time.
like there are no goals in this team
It's not
anymore, man.
I tell you.
I can't see
And
any
the
goals
reason
coming
the
from
reason
anywhere.
being the reason being is too scared to go on an attack. Look, look at Leeds. Leeds, they're not fair to concede goals because this nobody okay. We as a fan, we don't want to concede goal. We want to have clean sheet. But it's football. At some point you have to concede goal. Just to have the belief that we're better than you. You're attacking us, we're gonna attack you. From where you're going to know that this manager doesn't have a clue is when he's playing a team that defend all the time. Like a team like Burnley, for example. You don't know how to break them down. You still do your attacking from the left, from the left, from the left. They just had one
Is
attack, they scored.
is Victoria Concordia
Just
Tierney? I've told you, it's
today's
victory
today's game,
trophy.
yeah. Today's game, halftime. Chelsea has had 10 shots, 10 shots. Chelsea and Arsenal only have two. That was halftime. They have 3 shots on target. Arsenal has one. Out of the 3 shots they got on target, they scored two of them. They made a complete passes over 300 passes, like complete, like
Nah,
passing.
they ran that game, man.
eh,
From
And
beginning to the end, they ran the game.
Arsenal only made like 196.
They absolutely ran that game.
It's crazy.
They
Arsenal can
absolutely ran that game.
The Arsenal I know of, even if they don't win the game, they win the possession.
They play well, you know. They have a good amount of possession. It's really
You know,
crazy. Sentiment saying the system of attack has no intent apart from possession. And that's true. You know, you see us, we go forward instead of trying to, create a chance. We try to keep the ball, and so we end up passing backward or just passing sideways because you don't want to lose the ball, but you eventually lose the ball anyways. uh Pepe isn't a right winger; he's a
hmm
forward doing a winger's job. Man, bro, I can't lie to you, man. This is how I watched the game. It was so depressing. It was so depressing.
man,
Nothing was happening. Anyways, let's get into player ratings
yeah,
real quick so we can wrap up as quickly as possible.
yeah, that's right.
I'm just gonna I can't even lie. This isn't even funny. Let me know if you see the player ratings. Look, I
Yeah,
think
I
you
can
see it,
see.
right?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah,
So yeah, this is the player rating. Let's just start with Leno, right?
yeah.
So Mercy boy, well, how would you rate Leno's performance today?
I want to tell Tari to include zero in the rating, but seriously, it's not a joke. I would really like him to kind of include zero in there. But today,
Do you think Leno deserves zero?
what is it? What has it done?
He made that one save. I mean,
Come
two
on,
saves
man.
actually. The
Come
second
on.
one was kind of
Listen,
lucky, but at
listen.
least there was one save from Lukaku's header. He just
If you watch all the video training they put on YouTube, that's their normal routine save.
Are you sure it was
Yes,
a close range header?
come on. That is the normal routine save. To me, because there is no zero there, I will give him one.
Most boy isn't playing with Leno today, man. But honestly, I think Leno probably deserves more than one. But
He
we'll
do-
go. Well, anyways,
One.
I know
He
Sentiment and
doesn't
Revival
deserve
in the
anything. He doesn't
comments.
deserve anything
You will
more.
go give your comments. Let's
And
know what you will rate Leno.
another thing I want to say about Leno is this guy is too slow. He is very, and
No,
there is
but
one
most boy, is
where,
that really it though?
eh?
There was one time when I can't remember when it was. I think maybe it was from a corner or from a
Mhm.
Chelsea chance, and Leno had the ball, and you could see him screaming to his players to open themselves up to receive a pass. I don't think it's all down to Leno. I think sometimes he also doesn't really have a lot of options of people to pass to.
Listen, no, it does. But this guy is just too slow. We are 2-0 down, and this guy is still rubbing the ball with his feet and is just rubbing it out with. I said, who is winning and who is losing? I was talking to my brother-in-law like, who is winning, who is losing? And this goalkeeper is this slow, man. And when it was like maybe probably 80th minute, he started to like want to speed things up. Meaning you are not speeding things up when you like start the second half, and you want to. Where do you want the magic to come from?
Anyways, I
man.
don't. I won't give Leno one. I'll probably give him like two. Right?
Mm,
It's just because of
me
those
is
saves, and I
one.
think sentiment agrees with me. I'm just gonna give him a two because he did
Okay.
make some decent saves, and at least he deserves some credit for that. Kieran Tierney, which and I think his performance. I mean, hopefully he's not injured because he did
Mm.
go off. And Tavares came on.
Yeah, but we got
Um,
even if he's injured, we don't need to worry too much because we got a good
I mean,
backup on
unlike
that
last
side.
season, we do have
Mm.
good backup.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like Tierney, I think Tierney for all of his attacking, intent and all of that attacking attributes that he gives us today, because his wing, and you can say whether it's his fault or whether it's Saka's fault.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, he was the left back,
Who is the
and it
left
was his
back?
wing that got exploited for both
Hmm.
goals. What would you rate Tierney, Mossy boy?
I'm gonna give him the same one.
You ain't playing, man.
No, seriously, I am not playing at all. It's one. Even all his crosses today is not there.
Let's talk about those crosses. And I said this as well against Brentford. All
Hmm.
of Tierney's crosses, nobody ever got on the end of
On the
anyone.
end of any of it.
It's either he's not crossing with intent and it's just like lobbing balls into the box, hoping something is going to happen. And I think, let me say this right. Tierney has regressed under Mikel Arteta. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you,
When Tierney first came into this club and he used to put balls in the box, he used to put balls in the box with
equality,
intent,
quality.
right? Sometimes it will cut back, sometimes
Mm,
it will float the ball, but you could
mm,
always see the intent. Now
intent.
I
Yeah,
don't see any intent in his crossing. It just crosses into the box
that
and
is
there's
correct.
nobody to receive it.
And
It
it, and it,
annoys me.
and again, one thing we hear in the news that when Atata came, we went out to get a throwing coach, a coach that will be teaching them how to throw, a coach that will be teaching them how to take a set piece, a coach that will be teaching them how to take a corner, a coach that will be teaching them how to score goals, or a coach on every single aspect.
Those
But
coaches are not
he's
good
never
enough.
he's never improved.
They're not today. From all of our set pieces, all of our corners, there was
Because
only one that almost went in and was holding.
I
And I'm
mean,
actually sick of holding, nodding the
mhm,
ball, and he's always either hits the ball or almost goes in. Like just not the ball into the. Oh god,
oh,
just
oh my
score
god,
a goal
I
holding.
don't I don't know.
I don't know,
It's
man.
bad. It's really bad. It's
Randy Viper
really really
thinks
bad.
Tierney deserves a two. Sentiment thinks Tierney deserves four.
Come on,
Oh
man.
god,
This
man.
is one
I don't
one.
think he deserves one. I'm just gonna go with the two.
Okay.
But honestly, I'm sick and sick and sick of the way these guys defend. This guy, honestly, this guy,
Mm.
this guy is a fraud.
For what it was last season,
This guy is an absolute fraud. I'm sorry.
it's never improved, man.
I cannot believe that we're in an Arsenal where
Mm.
this guy, this guy is the one playing left center back for us. Lukaku destroyed this guy today. Lukaku
Mm.
destroyed this guy today, especially in that first half. Maybe in the
Mm.
second half, he got to it, but in the first half, it was like kicking flies off you, man. It was too bad.
He's just bouncing off Lukaku, man. Look at the first goal. Lukaku just get out of my way. He just like rolling on the floor in the box. I said, what is going on with? Oh my
How,
god!
how did he end up on the ground?
On
What
the
is that?
ground, you're a defender. You should be stronger.
God, man. Oh my god, I really pity Ben. I was really happy for Ben White today. I mean, I'm not happy that he got COVID, but like that would have been him
That would have
getting
been. I'm telling you.
ragged by Lukaku today.
I'm
God,
telling you.
Lukaku really dealt with Mari. I don't know, man. What would you give Mari?
Definitely one for me. I don't know
Everybody, I
what
don't
people say.
want,
It's
man. What's boy is
definitely
doing
one.
everybody one today. Randy Viper says Mari too. He did get some blocks of Lukaku in the second half. Big ups to you, James Bamsey. He says we need a winger quickly. Saka and Martinelli ain't ready for the season. We can't make either of them one of our main wingers. Get Zaha, Bisuma, and a proper two. I
Perfect.
don't know. I don't
That is
know.
absolutely perfect
I know you'll be
players
happy
that we
because you saw
need.
Bisuma there,
No,
right? But honestly,
You
man,
see these two players. You see Besuma, Zaha. They two of them are Arsenal fan. Get them in.
Zaha
We
has
spend
been begging to come to Arsenal
begging.
since
Zaha
under
is
the event, since
begging
Wenger
to
days.
come to
He's
Arsenal.
been begging.
begging. Let me tell you one thing. We have Zaha on the left hand side of the pitch. We have Bissouma. Even though if Partey is injured, we still have Bissouma that will be playing in the midfield with Xhaka. If we because we, it looks like we're gonna be keeping Xhaka now. You
Of course,
understand what I
we
mean?
extended his
Even
contract
then,
already.
we now have Pepe and Saka on the right. You understand what I mean? I was watching Brighton. Come on, man! I was watching That is the only guy I went there to watch. That is the only guy I went there to see. Bisuma. That guy was
Bro,
immense. That is a
bro.
baller.
Me, I think that, and this is my honest opinion, I think no matter what we get, as long as this manager is in charge, it will make them look bad.
It
It's
will
my
make them
opinion.
look bad. That is the thing. That
Sentiment
is
is
the
saying
thing.
pound lang. He's having a dig at Mari here, man.
Mhm,
Oh god. I was this pound lang met Shah
mhm.
married to helpless. And Randy
Ah
Viper is
man,
saying the same thing. Yeah. Whatever players we get under Ateta, they will all
they
turn
will
to
never.
crap. I
Mhm.
honestly, one is a rating that I fully agree with for Pablo Mari's performance today. God, it was terrible.
It's
I
terrible.
can't believe it, man. What about this guy, Rob
No,
Holding?
no wonder this guy. But I'm sorry to say, but maybe probably too much heading of the ball make him lose his hair. Like it, I think it's done. It's going to go and do the hair transplant now. So he's just
Bruh,
waiting for them to grow.
this
Like
guy,
two,
honestly, I won't
I mean,
lie. I think if it
two
was
of
Ben
them.
White and not this guy, we would have suffered a
Mm,
lot more today. Because at least this guy was winning some of those aerial balls. Ben White would not
mhm.
have won any of those balls.
Man, the two of them cannot handle. They cannot handle
Lukaku
Lukaku
today,
today.
they couldn't.
Lukaku run them ragged.
They couldn't handle him.
They
It
couldn't
was too
handle
much
him
for him.
at all. To me, same one.
It was too much. Randy Viper says Rob Holding gets too sentiment here.
Rob
Sentiment is
Holding.
killing me today, man. He says Bob Bowden. He needs to do
Mm,
something about that hairline, man. He says he did get a hair transplant lord for his hairline came forward. He
mhm,
needs to do something about that hairline, man. That hairline is
mm,
going away. And one thing I'm
mhm.
gonna say about this guy, right? This guy, especially during set pieces, you could see there were like three set pieces where Rob Holding uh tried to score. There were
Yeah.
two where he didn't score, it was offside if he had scored, anyways, as it wouldn't have counted. But
Mhm.
with the headers, over the last 2 or 3 years, I've
Yeah.
seen Rob Holding make headers, and those headers, it's always a near miss. Either he hits the bar
Oh,
or
yeah.
just nearly
And
misses
then
the
it
goal.
misses the
And I'm
goal.
like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you, Rob Holding? Direct that header into the box. I've seen Gabriel head balls into the net, man. What is
Mhm.
wrong with this guy? Like, cause sometimes if your attackers aren't scoring, it just takes one set piece, right? And a defender heads the ball into the net. But these guys just don't do it. He annoys me so much.
It
I'm gonna
does.
give him two, honestly, just because I
Man,
think
just
he did slightly better than
seriously,
Mari.
seriously, is one. Seriously.
um, James Bamsey, big ups to you. I'm going to take his comment. He says, can you imagine a midfield pivot with Bissouma, Partey, and Lokonga against any of the big six sides? Trust me, we'll walk them easily and they will suffer. I'm
Mhm.
going to get a bit to Lokonga. When we get to Lokonga, I'm going to speak a little bit about Lokonga. For me, is the shining light from those two games, one of the shining lights. But this guy, Cedric Suarez, Arteta eventually, I think, and I've said this before, I think Cedric is our best right back. Um, I think he's better than Chambers and Bellerin and that right back. Doesn't mean he's a great player, but I think he's better than those two other options in my opinion. And Ateta finally decided to go with Cedric today. In your opinion, Mossy Boy, what would you rate Cedric?
One. I don't even know that he's playing. It's trust. I
It was
was
our best presser of the ball
listen,
today.
listen. I didn't see him on the pitch today. It doesn't show. It doesn't even make one cross.
No, come on. What's it called now? What do you describe that thing? When he made those long crosses to Pepe on the other side of the pitch, he made like one or two,
Whatever. But
but he didn't make any
to me,
serious like direct
to
attacking
me, is
crosses.
is one. He got nothing.
I think Randy
But
Viper agrees with you because he says Cedric won. I didn't even notice him during the game. Sentiment here is also saying Cedric bear crosses too. Honestly, I'm just gonna go with the one to be honest because he didn't really have an effect on the game, like you said. What about this guy? This guy was our captain. Some I know there are a lot of fans who cannot just stand seeing Xhaka wearing the captain's armband for this club anymore. Um, Xhaka today, I don't even know, man.
What did he do?
He did nothing.
Nothing.
I don't even know what he did today. I can't even lie.
Nothing. At least sometimes we see him sometimes in it's this is absolutely, oh man, I just don't want to, man, it's trust nothing, he did nothing.
I don't know, man. What's wrong with? I cannot believe that at in a game like it's we're at home, we're playing Chelsea, one of our most
Hmm.
heated rivals, and this is the performance that Granit Xhaka brings up after being in this club for all these years. It was just bad to watch.
It's
It was almost
really
like we
bad.
had no midfield today, right? And normally, what used to happen, I mean, what I've understood from the way Arsenal plays is that when Tierney is pulled out of position because he has gone to attack,
Yeah,
Xhaka is one who
Xhaka
always
sits for
falls
him.
into that left back position.
Yeah,
Today, he did none of that. I really don't know, man. Xhaka, it was really poor today.
very poor.
When we have Partey back, I think Partey and Lokonga should be on midfield pivot. I don't know that Xhaka is can cut it at this moment. I mean, it's really Randy
I
Viper
mean,
says Xhaka is sentiments captain, 10/10. Uh, Sentiment here saying, Bemiga, when Luis was here, was our defense ever bullied or looking all over the place? Bring back Luis. I don't know, man. Like Luis, yeah, for a fact, we probably look better defensively, but Luis will give away a few penalties every
yeah,
season, and we'll still be back in the same place,
at
anyways.
some point, will Luis have to go at some point. So
He
we
had
got
to
to
go at
get
some
used to
point.
it. We've
Yeah,
got
I
to get
mean, I
used to
think
it.
the
That's
only
it.
thing we're all looking forward to now is having Gabriel back, and hopefully that would make us stronger defensively, because he's a lot more physical. You don't expect him to get bullied the way someone like Maria has gotten bullied now, but we'll see. I mean, honestly, Mosibo, what are you rating Xhaka?
One. It's true. He's done
Oh
nothing.
my god.
He has done
Everybody's
nothing.
getting one today on this show. I can't believe it, man. But yeah, he does deserve that one. I can't even lie.
Hmm.
Um Sentiment is saying I can't rate Xhaka. Xhaka can't you can't give ratings to a player it doesn't rate. Not applicable.
That's right.
What about
Says it
Sambi
all.
Lokonga? And I'm gonna say a bit about Lokonga, but
Hmm.
I'll let you also have your opinion about him in
Yeah.
a moment. But honestly, this guy is probably the best signing we made this transfer window.
Yep.
I think in my books, maybe even going to be better than Odegaard because this boy is talented. 21 years old, you can see the few forward passes we made. It
Hmm.
came from this guy.
Hmm.
He completely he made some passes that were just beautiful. If Saka and Pepe had done better, and there was even one, I think to Aubameyang, but it was too they had too much power in it.
Hmm.
But this guy is for me is the shining light of this transfer window. Such a young, talented guy. He
Hmm.
just knows how to make some passes that can create chances very quickly. I don't know, Mosby, what do you think about it?
I think under this manager, it's going to become worse because it's been used in the wrong position, meaning he has to go all the way to Leno to pick up the ball and drive it forward.
I
Issue.
hope everybody sees now that that is the way Ateta wants
Ateta
us to progress from the back.
back.
Because you see Xhaka doing it,
Hmm.
you've seen Ceballos doing it so many
Ceballos
times
doing
in this
this.
club.
You see
We've seen
Mohamed
El
Elneny
Neni doing it,
doing it.
and now we're seeing
See
Lokonga doing it.
Lokonga doing it.
It is Ateta telling Leno to pass the ball to the midfield player who's supposed to
Hmm.
come back to receive the ball.
Hmm. So it's this guy going all the way to get the ball from Leno and drive it forward. All those energy that he's supposed to use in front of his defenders, he has already used that to carry the ball forward. By the time he gets to that position to progress, no energy for him to kind of say, okay, if this player is coming, I can put my body in the way, or I can use my power to get the ball off him. You can see most of his passes, long range passes now. When he get the ball, he drive before, he just spread it. And this is one of the reasons why I said it's going to become
What son that is manager?
worse under this manager because this guy doesn't know how to, you know, the players has comes into the club already. They are good. Then instead of them to carry on become better and better, they just keep
just get worse.
they
And
just get what
because this
because
guy right now, you can see his quality. He knows how
mhm,
to use his body to get away from
that's
people.
right.
He does that thing when he receives the ball and he just dummies his
He
body
just
and then
drop his
he's
shoulder. He
drop
did
his
it
shoulder
today.
and he's left the mid.
He
Ah,
did it today.
God, man, such a beautiful player.
Three of the Chelsea midfielder just get out of the way, just one drop of shoulder, and he just drive the ball forward. You understand what I mean? But under this manager, we will see it soon. Then if he keep going back to collect the ball from the goalkeeper, he will be getting caught. They get the ball off him, we concede, and everybody will be on this guy. Say,
Nobody will
why do
come
you
at
have
him
to do
again.
that? Why
Like
do
why
you have?
exactly he lost the ball?
You understand
See,
what I mean?
the thing
So,
that happened to I think was Ceballos, it happened to last season where Leno gave him the ball. I
mhm.
think it was against Benfica. He received or maybe Olympiacos or something. He received the ball
When he
from
started
Leno.
to turn, he
Yeah, he
get
was
caught.
trying to turn,
Hmm.
and they got the ball from him and scored.
Hmm.
You could see the same scenario with Lokonga today, but he
Hmm.
was able to get out. He
Get out of the
just simple
situation, yeah.
drop of the shoulder and he got out of the situation. I don't know, man. What would you rate Lokonga?
Because of because of the way the other player plays to the rub off him, I'm just going to give him a standard 5 today.
Standard five, right?
Hmm.
Randy Viper thinks Lokonga deserves a 6. Sentiment also says Lokonga 6. He beat the press more than Ateta's so-called captain did.
Hmm.
Xhaka Mott. I don't know. And the Viper is really, really killing me.
Hmm.
Sorry, sentiment is really, really killing me in the comment section. Say he we should have been linked. That's a lot of the rings reference right there.
You
Big
know?
ups to you, sentiment. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna give him a 6 as well. We have
Okay.
more sixes than fives,
Hmm.
but honestly, it won't even be a problem. This guy deserves the rating. Now let's talk about our star boy, Bukayo Saka. Mosi boy, tell me, what did you think about Bukayo Saka's performance today?
He offers nothing today, nothing at all. It doesn't look fit. It doesn't. The hunger that he used to have is not there anymore. Um, you know, I don't know what Atata has done to him. Maybe probably he's feeling the pressure that, oh, the whole club is on my shoulder. I have to do something. I don't know, but to
This
me,
is this is the
this guy
guy
has
that
just
basically carried this club for a large part of last season.
largest part of last season. But to me, I think he can't. He's done what he can. He can't, and he's trying to do more than what he. He's trying to chew what is harder than banana. Like he's kind of he's not able to. The teeth are not strong enough to do that. But to me today, like if like I said, this is why I said I asked him started to ask if there is a zero, I would be giving him zero today, but one.
Bukayo Saka, I think, is another. If we follow the narrative that players are regressing under Ateta, I think Bukayo Saka has stopped developing, and I'm not even joking.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think after that time last season where he was absolutely fatigued
Mhm.
from just being overused,
Mhm.
I have not seen him have a good performance.
Mhm.
Or like maybe he has had some like decent performances, but nothing as good as the level we
Level,
were
yeah.
already getting used to last season. Even when he played for England, right?
Mhm.
It was okay, but it wasn't. You could that spark seems to have gone, and I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing of not, then it used to be the
Mhm.
junior player who came into the squad, and now he's almost like a senior player, and
Mhm.
expectations have risen.
Yeah.
But there's just nothing there at the moment. There was
But
one chance he got, he he, he, he
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 just
faced
cop used to,
Aspilicueta, and you could see
yeah.
the way like,
You
why
can
did you
see
do
the
that?
yeah, that's
You
right.
know, I'm really worried. I thought maybe it would take a shot or it can get past the man,
Mm,
but it literally just like gifted the
mm,
ball away. I'm
mm,
really worried, man.
yeah.
Randy Viper here is saying Saka 0. He turned into Ozil, didn't do anything tracking back. And he should have
Mhm.
tracked back for that Rich James second goal. That's an
Mhm.
absolute fact right there. He said
Mhm.
no Gbemiga, him having good performances for 1 to 2 months last season does not equate to carrying Arsenal plus those games we lost. I mean, That's a valid thought process. Sentiment is saying Saka 4, he needs a senior player ahead of him. Randy Viper is also saying maybe last year he was just a one hit wonder. I'm really he's one of the players I'm getting worried about, Bukayo Saka, because we thought that we saw him. It was really good for us last season.
It
And we
was
just
really,
thought that
really
it would
good.
keep getting better. But now it looks like it doesn't even look like he has stopped. It looks like he's
Yeah, but
getting worse.
I'm worried for him. You know, international break is coming next month. If he get called up, right, and
Hmm.
for the next international, but after that, the next there is a big of gap to for the next international break, right? If he
Hmm.
get called up, if he carry on at this rate, if he get called up again, I will be surprised.
He might not get caught up
He
anymore
might not get
because
he might not get called up because
there are players who are doing better than him, and that's
players
just a
doing better than
fact.
him. Yes.
And I think that the time that we've
And
coddling Bukayo Saka, I think that time might be
one thing you
coming
need
to
to
an end.
remember is this Manchester United guy, what's his name? He scored today for them. What's
Greenwood.
his Greenwood is back.
Oh my God, I can't lie.
Greenwood is
Greenwood,
back,
Greenwood,
and
Greenwood, Greenwood is a
I
baller
don't if he get called up, if Bukayo Saka get called up for this coming international break, the next one he might not get called up
for real
at this rate
because
that he's going.
he
Yeah.
hasn't really done anything, and you can see Greenwood he has scored 2 goals in 2 games, and I can't lie. Like even now, I'm watching Greenwood. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that I didn't rate this guy before. The guy's
Mhm.
finishing is impeccable,
It's
man.
both left and right for Greenwood.
God,
Man,
that's a really good player.
he's good
I
player,
think
man.
I agree with you, Mossy Boy, with this Bukayo Saka rating. I mean, so I'm just gonna give him a 1 and move on. Uh, let's look at a few comments. Randy Viper, Mimiga was very expecting for hearing me out on like that day. The next way we're gonna look at is Smith Rowe, ESR, number
Mhm,
10.
mhm.
What's going on here, Mossy Boy, with ESR?
Um, you know, I would say it's not the boy's fault.
Boy, you can see that this boy is talented. You
He is
can see
talented.
there was one
He,
time in like the 5th minute between 3 players, and he was dragging that ball and he was getting past them. This boy is good.
he is good. He is good. But however, with time, he's going to he's going to regress, or what do they call it, under this manager. I'm telling you, because the number they put at the back of this guy is a big number. Look at the people that have worn number 10 for Arsenal.
The last one
Even
was Ozil.
the last one was Ozil. I was looking at Ozil's stats when Ozil joined Arsenal. In 4 years, if you see the number of chances this Ozil created,
Ozil,
just in
Ozil,
four
Ozil balled
years,
out in
it,
Madrid before he came.
that's right. But you now went on a upcoming player that you should be looking after. You now ask him to say, okay, you take the number 10 shirt, then you are the one to carry the Arsenal number 10 now. Then it's a big number, because if this guy is not producing, before you know it, fans will turn
Fans
on
will
him.
drag him,
They will
and
turn
that's the
on him
absolute truth.
fast, because it's not giving. Because today you see, one thing I remember today, yeah. I remember today when we have Sanchez, Ozil, and who do we have again? Sanchez, Ozil. We have Aubameyang.
We had Ramsey.
We have Ramsey. All those players, but and I think we have Wilshire as well, and all the people that have seen that they wore number 10 shirt, they produce. Even though when Wilshire left, when Ozil took the number 10 shirt off him, he's still kind of making things, he's still creating the chances for people to score, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean to be honest,
And we're not this is the way Atata play now, they're saying that we don't have creativity. The system we play doesn't allow all these players to
to be
create
creative,
anything,
and that's the
because
truth.
we don't have a style of play. We don't have
And that's the truth.
anything.
Because if you spend most of your time defending, I don't know when you're going to create. It's really stressful. Randy Viper says Smith Rowe one. Musty boy, what would you rate Smith Rowe?
I'm going to agree. It's definitely one. Nothing. I'm going to agree with Randy today. One.
James Bamsey, big ups to you. He's here saying Greenwood is doing better because he's not the main guy in the team. Saka is our main man for a 20-year-old. Common Ateta should have signed in better competition for these lads.
Mhm.
And you know what? I absolutely agree with you.
Definitely.
I think
That's spot on.
I absolutely agree with you. I think maybe Smith Rowe with Odegaard that has come in maybe has a bit of competition. But I think we need to have a balance of youth and experience in this team, and I don't think Ateta is trying to do that.
But
Uh,
one thing that Atata should have done that he didn't do, which, assuming he has done it, I believe maybe probably more than half of the fan will probably go to his side a little bit more. For Atata going to Brighton and spending 50 million without bringing the right player in, that Atata, he
he,
shot himself in the foot, right?
for real,
Because everybody think that going to Brighton, you want to go and sign player. Everybody think that you want to go and bring Basuma in. And I believe Brighton are not going to put 50 million on Basuma.
on Bissouma, obviously.
You understand
We
what
brought in Ben
is
White,
you
and
brought in Ben
from
White.
the first
And
game, we already know what
no,
Ben White is going to be bad
and
at.
when before we actually signed this guy, I've been saying this guy does it. It's not better than what we have, and he didn't. It's not better. If Rob Holding played that first game, we're not going to. It's not
But
that
yeah, I
man.
do think that too, he wouldn't have gotten bullied the way Ben White got bullied against
I'm
Tony.
telling
But it
you.
is what it is.
Hmm.
Let's move on from Smith Rowe. I'm just gonna give him the one that you
Hmm.
guys have said. Uh, the next player is Nicolas Pepe, Pepito. Ah, Pepe was blunt today, if you ask me. I didn't. I kind of understood what the problem is, but at the same time, I also just think that when you have a player like Pepe on the pitch, you want to see some magic, right? You just want to see something, and I don't think we saw that from him. And I understand that he's an attacker who is playing in a team that just wants to defend.
Hmm.
Is also some is a forward player who is being asked to hug the wings for 90% of the match.
Hmm.
But I still just feel like there could have been something, and there was just absolutely nothing. I don't know what you thought. What did you
Um,
think about him today?
about
About
Pepe.
Pepe? Yeah.
I don't even know where to start from. If I, every time I go back to watch this guy, from which club does he came from?
Came from Lille.
Lille. Every time I went back to watch this guy play there, and I compare it to the Pepe that we have. It makes me think that maybe probably because he's an Ivory Coast, he's an African man, maybe probably he's using like kind of a football age. It looks completely two different players. Today, it's just not happening for
But you
me.
can see the skill there. You can see the attacking intent.
Listen,
I just
listen, is you see, let me tell you one thing. What counts is the goals. Skills, it doesn't count. At the end of the day, if you're talking to a Chelsea fan, they say, "Oh, you see the skills from Pepe, you see the drop shoulder from Lukunga." The only one word that Chelsea fan will just say is, "Tell me what's the scores," and you answer 2-0. He will just tell you, "Say no more," because that is what counts, is the goal, right?
yeah.
This
Well,
guy
so
was kind
what
of
would you rate Pepe today?
one.
Multiple, you know that apart from Lokonga, he's giving everybody one today,
That's
right?
correct. Yes, I know, because nobody else kind of perform to the expectation. And I'm saying these players, they're not bad players. It's the way they're set
They're
up.
just not in the right system.
It's
Randy
not
Viper,
the
Viper has a
system
question
four
for
two
you,
three
Mercy
one
Boy.
is not the system that
It's
suits
not.
Arsenal.
It's not working for us. Randy Viper is saying, Mercy Boy, what do you have to say to fans who say it's only two
So
games?
any fan that is telling me that it's only just 2 games, let me tell you one thing. What people are saying is only just 2 games, right? What the end of the season is going to look like, we know from the beginning of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
No, but
at
I
the
mean that might
moment,
not necessarily be true. For us last season, the beginning of season was bad, but
we're
the end
we're,
was
we're
was slightly
listen,
better.
we're not we're for last season, for once we've never sit in the 19th position. For one, the lowest we went last season was 15, I think.
Yeah.
So if
Currently we're
I'm correct,
19th.
currently we're 19th. We have never
Wow,
sit in
that's
the
bad.
19th position for once last season. So the way the end of the season is going to look like, it will tell from, because they said if you train harder in training, 100, you give 120% in training, you go to a football match, you give 100%. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now everybody knows that everybody have seen the other teams play. We know definitely Chelsea will definitely finish in the top four. Liverpool will definitely finish in the top four. Man City top four. Man United top four. Then Arsenal that got no European football, whatever, drop
I
out
don't
the
even
top
think
four.
it's gonna matter now. I don't think it's gonna matter now. Anyways, Randy
Man.
Viper says Pepe won. Osman Ali says the Americans are they out. Oh, Randy Viper is saying didn't get enough players around to support him, but didn't do much with the ball also. And that's what I was saying. He didn't do much with the ball either.
No.
Osman Ali is here saying big up to you, man. Was saying I'm impressed with Sambi, ESR, and Pepe. They were decent. Other than that, I can't think of any other reasons for optimism. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and give Pepe his one. Everybody's getting ones today because honestly they did nothing. And I don't even this guy Martinelli, he probably deserves a one as well for that performance because
Yeah, like you said,
God, this
and,
guy
and
was absent today.
yeah, but like you said, well, you see what the reason why I came up um um with um with the comment Tade made on Terry's show, that everybody is saying that Balogun 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 to
It
come
won't
in.
matter who
It
comes in.
doesn't matter who comes into that
It will
position.
be the
This guy
same
came in
thing
there today, and this guy was a very good is was very good for us under Emery. He's scoring goals week in week out. Every time they call on this guy, he's going to score
because
goals
we're
for us.
attacking under Emery. We're not attacking under this manager.
You understand
These
what I
guys are
mean?
attackers. This
Because
man was running. It's like when if you're playing with like with a dog, right? And you're
mm,
telling him to fetch. He was running
yeah,
after.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
you
just running,
running,
running, running. Nothing was happening. He was
nothing.
just trying to fetch the ball and
You
nothing.
understand what I mean?
I
And
really feel bad, man.
even though if that, I think that is one of the reason why Aubameyang and Lacazette went go dry,
That is
because
why they're not scoring.
they're
If
not.
an experienced, no jokes that Mossy boy, if an experienced striker like
Hmm.
Aubameyang, I don't care what anybody has to say about Aubameyang.
Hmm.
Aubameyang is a striker that will deliver to you at least 20 goals every season.
Hmm.
If Aubameyang
Hmm.
cannot get goals in this system,
In this system,
trust me, no attacker can.
no
I'm not
attacker
even
can.
joking. Lacazette on his worst season will still give you at least 15 goals. And this is historical from his time at Lyon. It will still
Hmm.
give you at least 15 goals.
Hmm.
If Lacazette cannot get goals in this system, right, then nobody can. This boy
Nobody
can't.
can.
I'm sorry, but 19-year-old or 20-year-old Martinelli is just not going to be able to do it.
Hmm.
And Balogun will definitely not be doing it either.
He
It's
came on. He came on
ridiculous.
today. It's just no like
Nothing, man.
like shot one.
Absolutely nothing.
You
Randy
know.
Viper is saying Martinelli 0.5. We need to
We
put
just.
this like 0 and 0.5 in the ratings. Jim
Hmm.
Bamsey is saying Pepe can only flourish under a proper team playing 4-3-3 system like
Hmm.
Liverpool under Antonio. Or I don't get this, like Liverpool under Antonio Conte.
Hmm.
Or do you mean Jurgen Klopp? Because
No,
that's the only coach who can
no, I
get
think he's trying to say it will probably flourish under four
under
three
a
three
manager like
under Liverpool or
or under okay,
Anthony
because
Conte.
that's the
Yeah,
only
that's
coach
right.
you can get the best out of him.
Hmm.
I mean, those are some ramblings that we're hearing at the moment. That if Ateta does leave, Conte might be a good choice
Hmm.
to replace him at least in the short term. Osman Ali is saying Tade on Terry's show like Cronky at the Rams training session. Um, honestly, I don't even. I'm just gonna give Martinelli a one
Hmm.
because regardless, he didn't do anything. Let's go a bit to the subs. The first
Hmm.
sub that came on was captain. Uh Obama blood clot Yang. Swag, swag, swag.
Clearly.
Do you think he did anything today?
um. Well, it didn't really do much because it came on with a hunger to get to
Yeah,
change
you could
things up.
see him. He came on with that
Yeah,
one guy. You could see
but
that.
the game is already done anyway.
I think
So
he had one shot, and then he tried to set
uh,
up Balogun at some point as well.
yeah, but to me, is I still believe maybe probably he's trying to do too much at the time. He wants to be the captain of the club, and he
To
wants to
make
be
things
the
happen, yeah.
to make things happen, and he wants to be the main striker at the same time. But unfortunately, it's not happening for him. I don't know what. Maybe probably it's kind of like a voodoo on Arsenal. Every time they give a player a big contract, they just
They just shut down, man.
it happens to
And I
it
think,
happens to Ozil, and
yeah, yeah. I think honestly, the only way we will find out, and I'm saying this for a fact, the only way we'll really find out if it's the players or if it's the
Mhm.
system is if we change the
If
manager.
you've changed manager, because I was hearing there's the last game that we lost before they sack Emery. They interview Emery, and Emery was actually kind of the way he was the way he was doing that interview was kind of like pleading that to say, okay, we know we're on a bad run, but give us time. We're going to fix this. That's exactly what Emery said. And before the next morning, he was sacked.
He was fired.
He was fired. Tell me, how is this guy is going to? And this is a manager that went on a run with 22 games unbeaten. He still gets sacked. Atata has
But
never gone 7 games
unbeat,
winning 7 games in a row.
but he
You
still has the
understand?
job, and he looks
And he
pretty
still
damn
got the
comfortable
job,
in on
and
that
he's still
job.
comfortable sitting there.
Um, Randy
Man,
Viper
come
saying
on.
Oba 3 made some good runs. Sentiment saying pray for Oba. Honestly, even me, I'm praying for him at this point. Randy Viper is saying I rate the fans who worked at halftime and booed 10 over 10.
Yeah,
And the fans,
we're talking about one thing earlier on that I think Randy Viper says something. What will I say about fans that are saying it's only 2 games in? Those
mhm,
those, those fans, I think maybe probably is those fans they only started
those fans are the
supporting.
problem of this club.
First of all, they are the problem of this club, right? That is the reason why the club is not going forward. And again, these fans they don't know. I don't think they know where Arsenal is coming from. I don't think they know how big the club is, and I don't maybe probably is those fans they were born in the year 2000. You understand what I'm saying here?
I get your point, brother.
Like I always said, Arsenal is the third biggest club in the UK. So, and you're telling me that we should be taking all these players that cannot even kind of get into the top list of challenging for the title.
Oh,
Come on,
anyways,
man.
we move, man. What are you rating Aubameyang, man?
Those type of Arsenal fan, I just don't waste my time talking to them. Immediately I heard them, they said, "Oh, it's only preseason, or it's only 2 games into season." I would just
Yeah.
tell them that get out of here, man. That's why I always just don't. I don't want to discuss Arsenal with you.
What are you rating Aubameyang?
I mean, yeah, well, he doesn't start. He came on. He doesn't really do anything. So maybe probably he's my captain. So I'll give him two.
Honestly, I'll give him 3 because I think when he came on, he did try to change things.
Mhm.
Nothing really happened, but I'll just give him a 3.
There's
Nuno
nothing too
Tavares
much to say about
came
him.
on for. There isn't really anything to be
Yeah,
honest. He came on for 10. He played like
mm,
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Didn't really have
We
an
don't.
opportunity to do
I
much.
won't rate him. I will just
I
leave
won't
him
even
alone.
rate him at all. What about this guy?
I won't rate him.
You won't
Just
rate
nothing.
Balogun
No,
either.
no. It
What
won't.
about this guy?
Man, if there is a minus on there, I'll give him minus.
What's the boy?
No, it's seriously because I don't watch any of the in any every time I don't watch any of the post match interview, any of his interview. I don't watch it anymore because to me, it just looks like they just someone is lying to us because he's kind of he's because he's the one that came out to say, oh, the club is backing him. Okay, they back you. They gave you 200, maybe probably 200 million, 130 million, whatever that you spent, but you spend it wrongly. That means that you're not capable. To me, it looks like when you get a new job and you lied on your CV, it won't take long before they find you out, did it? So To me, it got no clue about
I
what
mean,
he's
he
doing
did
at all.
say I didn't watch the press conference. I also don't really watch Ateta's press conferences anymore.
Because
Um,
to me, I just can't
because
stand him anymore.
I can't stand it. But he did say that we have quite a number of players missing, and that may have affected our
No,
performances in the
listen,
last
listen,
two
listen,
games.
listen. No, 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 no. I'm not going to take that excuse. These players that is there missing has been with him for the past 17 months. We still finish eighth in the table. Now it
But
doesn't
at
look
least
like
maybe
we're gonna be
our full
finishing
team
10th.
wouldn't have lost to Brentford.
Come on, man. Don't. I don't want to listen to any excuse.
But yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
want to listen to any excuse. I'll probably give him -10.
Randy Viper is even giving him minus. I believe this is minus 10 million, or
minus
minus
10,
100 million.
minus 100 million.
It did. It
I
really.
agree with that.
It's not.
Like,
It's not. It didn't do
the
it.
only thing I know this guy knows how to do is to dress nice. That's all.
Or yeah, because no, no. The problem is before last season, what we knew as now forwards, we used to. I mean, because they said we're. I mean, the numbers those did prove that we were the third. We had the third best defensive record,
Hmm.
and we used to lose games by small margins. So it would
Hmm.
be 1-0 or 2-1, right? Nobody ever really turned us over. But now that defensive record is going out of the. It's just like being blown out of the way,
No,
right? Because
he has already break that record when he went like 13 or 14 games without no clean sheet. It has never
yeah,
happened
now
to
we don't. We
Arsenal
have no
before.
clean sheets. We've lost 2 games 2-0. We've lost to
Mm.
Brentford.
We lost,
Oh,
and next week now he's going to break
we're playing
another record.
City. We're playing
He's
City
gonna
because I
he's
don't
going
know,
to break.
man.
I'm sure for 67 years we have never lost 3 games in a row. It's going to happen
It's
next week.
looking like it might happen, right?
And let me tell you one thing. You see, we play Chelsea today. They didn't go out of the first gear to beat us.
They did.
Man City will be coming like a train. Did you see what they did to Norwich? And
Yeah,
you
but that's
think,
also because when they
mm,
coming from Norwich, they had just lost their first game of the season. They could not afford to slip up in the second one, so they
yeah,
played with a lot of anger.
they're correct.
And I assume that they
You are
want to
correct.
also get back to the top of
Yeah,
the table,
you are
so they will
correct.
come at us again.
You are correct. However, what I want to say is this Arsenal team is not better than that Norwich team. Man City beat 5-0.
Come on, Mercy boy.
No, it's no joke. Go and watch that Norwich team. They put they they put everything on the line for Man City, yeah. They attack Man City at the same time. Still, Man City still put 5 past them. Are you telling me we are not scoring goals? Right?
We can't even
We
score,
find it
man.
difficult to score goals, and you think this guy will go to Etihad and he wants to go and beat Manchester City?
I don't.
Come
I
on,
actually, I don't know, man. It is
any
is
fan that comes out here and tell me that we're going to go to Man City next week and we're going to come back here with a result, I will ask that fan to give me something. Anything that is smoking, I will ask that fan to give me a little bit of it.
is hella bleak right now. I don't even know, man. Lastly, I want us to rate the ref.
He hasn't done anything wrong. But a lot of people will be saying that,
What
oh,
about that penalty though?
it should like it's no, 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 no. It's not a penalty. It's Saka that actually you kick James's legs before James actually went over him. Like Saka started the whole contact first of all, so that's why the referee just do that. You can see they look at it over and over again. They can see that it's Saka that started all the moves. So maybe probably if it's Raheem Sterling, they can give that penalty, but it's Arsenal and it's Saka, so you understand what I mean. I can't really say
So if we
more.
were to rate the referee, what rating would you give?
Well, the referee hasn't done anything wrong. At the same time, he issue like maybe probably three because today Chelsea doesn't receive a single yellow card, which I believe that is the only part it went wrong. He should Kai Havertz should have received a yellow card. He called him over and give him a warning. Then the first tackle of Mari on Lukaku, he gave him a yellow card. The first tackle of what is it called of Rob Holding, he gave him a
Give
yellow
me a
card
yellow card.
as well. The first tackle of Lukunga, he gave him a yellow card as well. So and none of Chelsea player get a yellow card for their first tackle. I'll probably,
Uh,
I'll, to me, you know, I don't,
I get
I
you.
just don't want to
Just
be
an
like
average
Ty.
rating.
I
We'll just
just
give
don't
him an
want to be.
average
I don't want
rating.
to
We'll
be like
give.
Ty that will say referees
You don't want to
have
blame it on
agenda.
the referee all the
Oh,
time.
no,
But the truth is,
no.
like refereeing decisions or not.
Hmm.
So for example, I think that the first, I think it was before they scored their first goal, there was a free kick that was given that
Hmm.
honestly should have been a throw into us. But
Yeah.
they gave him a free kick, but whatever, right? Regardless of what the referee does, the point is we're not able to score. I'm
Mhm.
gonna ask you, Mercy boy, when do you think we're going to score a goal this season? Because I don't know that we can score against Manchester City.
But when the club sack Tata, because to me, I'm looking at Arsenal like they will struggle to stay up in the Premier League this season as long as we keep this man in charge. They will because they listen,
It's looking like that,
listen,
right?
wait. Because first of all, what I want to say is the players' mentality now. Their mentality is, oh, we're going to lose the game anyway. Secondly, and what I want to say is our next game is Manchester City. After that is Norwich. After that is Burnley. After that is Tottenham. Then after that is, well, we got a game in the week, which is where I'm talking about Premier League game. So which is Man City, Norwich, Burnley, Tottenham. So which is our next four game. I don't see where that win is gonna come from. Norwich will probably beat us because Arsenal is.
Dude, come on. Norwich cannot beat us now. We're
Listen,
not that
listen,
bad.
listen, 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 listen. Let me tell you one thing. We can't score a goal. How are we going? Maybe probably we're gonna nick a draw from Norwich game. So tell me how we're gonna beat Tottenham. Tell me how we're gonna beat Burnley. Tell me how we're gonna beat Manchester City. And who is there again? And you know, because we can't score goals. We don't have creativity. And they're saying that, oh, they signed Odegaard. Odegaard is not the answer for us. Odegaard
Okay.
is not the answer,
I
but
don't know, man.
those.
We're gonna find out. I think that I don't see us scoring against City, but I think maybe we can eventually get our first goal of the season against Norwich.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully things turn around.
when the time comes, you will see that I said it.
We'll be here. Hopefully things turn around. Our next game is what, next Saturday or Sunday?
I think it's Saturday. We got a game in
Oh,
the week, Carabao Cup.
we do.
Yeah, against West Brom. We got West Brom in the on. Let me check what day is that
Oh,
one?
oh my
Uh,
God.
and then we got
I'm
West
trying.
Brom in the week fixtures. Yeah, we got West Brom
Okay,
on
yeah, we have West Brom
on
on
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Yeah,
and
and
then we have
after that,
City on
City,
Saturday.
Norwich, Burnley, and then we have a game in the week again, which is I think is the FA Cup or
Okay.
yeah Carabao Cup again.
Anyways, we keep
Um,
moving. Hopefully this is the
mm,
worst part of our season and things turn around.
hopefully,
At the end of the day, we have to hope and believe in our club and believe in the players, and
well,
hopefully things get better.
but sometimes I watch Arsenal. I just said they should just go and put them in the championship and just let them.
I'm really I can't lie. I'm really worried about this club. I see
Um,
the way we play. We don't play like a top club at all. We play like it's almost like we don't really know what we're
because
doing on the pitch.
because I don't want it to get to a situation where the club will be struggling to stay up. That's when the fans will wake up and say that, okay, we're going to really go to Emirates and just drag these owners out. And the owners really need to sell and give the club to someone that can look after the club. Because if Kroenke decide to sell the club, they sell the club, then I'm sure the next owner that is going to be coming in is not going to be keeping any of this board that is there because they
That's there.
don't know anything about football. They
Oh
know
well. I
nothing
mean, I
about
guess we'll
football.
see. We'll see.
So
It's another game, another 2-0 defeat.
yeah,
2 games into the
but
season. Arsenal.
I'm sorry to say this. Our next week game, I'm looking maybe probably five
We'll have that conversation on Thursday,
on
Mossy boy.
Thursday. Okay, we see.
Uh, but for now, I mean, 2 games to defeat. Arsenal in 19th position. No
Yeah.
goals scored.
Mhm.
Hopefully things get better. Anyways, big ups to everybody on the
Yep.
show today. Randy Viper, Osman Ali, Sentiment, James Bamsey, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for
Mm.
supporting the show.
Yeah.
And we will see you again on Last Giddy Effect
Effect
on
Thursday
Thursday. Come with all, I mean, and it's a good time because also we'll have played the game on
on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So
That's
there'll
right.
be a lot to talk about on
That's correct.
Thursday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thank you everybody for joining the show and see you on
Mm.
Thursday. Bye, guys.
Cheers.